So punacha param bhante idekacho na heva ko nimittena adi sati napi manussanam va amanussanam va devatanam va saddam sutva adisati napi vitakkayoto vicharayato vitakka vipahara saddam sutva adisati api chakho avitakam avicharam samadhim समापनस्य चेतसा चेतो परिच्चा पजानाति यथा इमस्य भूतो मनोसंखार पनिहिता तथा इमस्य चित्तस्य अनंतरा इमं नाम वितक्कम वितक्के सति इति. So here three things is that it is neither by any being, nor by non-being, nor by devata, nor by anyone, but by his own. Okay. So then he will establish, doesn't have vitakka vichara. Okay. So when you don't have vitakka vichara, that is vachi sankhara is stopped. And then what happens? You can read other person's vitakka vichara. So then the person's sankhara can be found. So he can say, this is what you are thinking. This is what you are trying to do. Yes?
Is the translation incorrect? Because it says, comprehends the mind of a person who has attained a vitakka vichara, not from the person who reading it, but
no, what it says, furthermore, someone comprehends the mind of a person who has attained the immersion that's free of placing the mind and keeping it connected.
Right, so the person being understood, being comprehended has a vitakka vichara.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So you said the otherwise, or?
No, you are studying that other person, right? So you anyway don't have vitakka vichara. Now he is comprehending it. So you can read what he is trying to think. That's what he is saying here. Judging by the way this person's intention are directed, immediately after that, after this mind state, they will think this thought. And even if they reveal this many times, it turns exactly so, not otherwise. So what it really means, Aryu, is like this. Let's say you are sitting in front of me. You have, who is going to talk about whom? That's the question. Now he is saying that the Devata is not informing. He is not thinking about that person. He is just sitting and he is watching. And he can study the person's mind and say, this is what you are thinking. This is what you are doing. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is the most subtle because the previous vitakka vichara of the person being comprehended is already there. But here it's just based on the manosankhara. He can see what the vitakka vichara is going to come.
Yes. So first is the vachi sankhara is not there. Okay, now he can comprehend the other person through the manosankhara, which is feeling and perception. So then he can see that person, what is he feeling and what is he perceiving. He can see the objects coming on the screen and he can say what it is. This is the fourth way of revealing. Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, this is obviously the more subtle than the previous two.
Yeah.
And the second one, the devata, is more someone has to inform. This third one, he can just almost hear the vitakka vichara. You're not even having this vitakka vichara, he can, from the manosankhara, he can tell. But then it's the first one more gross than the second one.
Yes, it's always like that. But
it seems like you can go into the chitta, and the way you're saying from the nimitta, you go into the
but still
gap.
it is gross.
It's so gross.
Still gross.
It's more gross than the Devata informing. It sounds more advanced than the Devata informing.
Because your mind should be so pure that a Devata can inform or some being can inform. There is one sutta where a monk disrobes, saying that I'm disrobing because you are not showing any supernormal power. Have you read that?
It's not from the...
Majjhima Nikaya, right?
It's in Majjhima Nikaya. So
Yeah.
he will say, I will disrobe.
So Buddha said, yeah, whatever it is.
Did I ever promise you that I will show you supernormal powers? So then he goes to one place, and then in that place, this person, there is another monk. He asks, I heard that this person has quit your dispensation. And he says, yes, what you heard is right. He has quit, saying that I don't display any supernormal powers. Okay. And then he explains that what all supernormal powers he has shown, and yet he makes a false one. So then he goes to the other person, and then they have a challenge that the Buddha can show or his new teacher can show. Okay. So Buddha then says, look, this person is going to die in 7 days. One person. And he says, no, not possible. And he dies in 7 days. Then he asks this question, did you come to know, or did the Devata came and told you, or some being came and told you, or the Devata came and told you? He says, I do know, and the Devata also came and told me, right? So now if you take that sutta, for you to come, for any Devata to come and talk to you, your mind should be, or it should be resonating at that frequency. Just like we have an FM. So if you have to have a particular channel, and then your radio has to be tuned to that frequency. In the same way, if the chitta, mind, can be tuned to that frequency, then it can receive. Now, 4 ways of receiving. First way of receiving is by the nimitta, the sign. Second way of receiving is by comprehending through someone telling you. Like that we have to see. Nimitta is the most easiest. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, because a lot of, I think I see, a lot of these devas themselves would be able to read other stuff anyways, right? Because in so many suttas and occasions, the devata just responding to a thought of the Buddha, they came and do say this and that. So they seem like they're already attuned to be able to read. A lot of the devata would be able to see our mind.
Yes.
Anyways.
Yes. So the third one is subtle. Because here you require to hear the sound. So divine sounds, right? In the second one, somebody is telling it to you. It's like, you're able to see, and then you're going to say that, hey, Vilas, you know what? This is what he's thinking. And then I repeat that. But that person is not able to see. Isn't it gross? It's gross. Where subtle is that a sound comes. Like, I sit and I can hear, not imagine. I can hear some music, divine music. Then I can hear some devas talking. I can hear, which is subtle. Seeing is subtler or hearing is subtler? Hearing is subtler. Okay, that's the third one, what he says here. And then the fourth one. This is subtlest. Because there's no vitakka vichara. But yet he is able to do so. So, who is able to do like that? In the case of Ramana Maharshi, he was doing that. People used to come and sit. He never spoke. But they got answers. He didn't speak anything at all in his entire, after he got enlightened or whatever we want to say, he never spoke. But still, whoever went to him and they sat, He didn't speak a single word. He just had to see in their eyes, and they got an answer. Okay. And there's a book by an Englishman who goes to meet Ramana Maharshi and make him a fake sadhu. Okay. You should read his book. It's very nicely written. How he was bitten by him. So he goes to prove him that his Indian sadhus are fake. Okay. And he never spoke anything. He just sat in one place with his lion cloth and nothing else. But then, surprisingly, he got all his answers. So he thought this guy is faking. Again he went. Again he found his answers. Again he went. Again he found his answers. And then he was thinking that how is he able to know what I am thinking? Because you can't go and question him. How do you read my mind? At least in my case, I can say I'm reading your mind. But in his case, he wouldn't do that. Right? So at least I can say to you, Aryu, that I require the eyes. In the case of Ramana Maharshi, he doesn't require anything. So my thing is only first one. I require a nimitta. So I have not done the second one. I have not done the third one. And I'm very far away from doing the fourth one. So you got the point. So I have ability of revealing, but that is so gross. That means if somebody gives the nimitta, then only I can do it, otherwise not. So that's the reason it's gross. But if I'm very happy that, look, I can read somebody's mind, I think I'm gone mad, because there are 4 ways of revealing, not one way of revealing. And Buddha can reveal all the 4. He can do this, he can do this, he can do this, he can do it. So Sariputta is saying there can't be anyone who can surpass the Buddha. Got the point? Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking when Buddha was dying, right? He was going through different jhanas. And Venerable Anuruddha was able to see he's doing this and that. Does that require the 4th one, or even the nimitta could work?
It depends. Normally it is the 4th one. It depends on that person, how he is playing with the nimitta. See, first let us understand what is this nimitta. In fact, yesterday in the night, somebody asked me. I cut that person off saying that I will take it later. There are 3 things. Animitta, appanita, shunyata. Whereas it is nimitta, nihita, ashunyata. Take it that way. Okay. What is nimitta? It's from root word mit, means to find. Nimit means to put a sign so that you can find it back. Just like somebody going to a forest and then he has a tree and he marks it X so that he can trace it back. So what we do is, as soon as a child is born or something is there, we name it, we mark it. So then in the case of Supriya, the body is named Supriya so that you can always find it. You will not lose it. And she will name her children accordingly. And the husband is also named. The mother-in-law is also named. The house is named. The street is named. These are all nimitta. So that you don't struggle to get back. Okay, so you don't struggle to get back. That is nimitta. So, in making somebody, in reading somebody, let's say, you say, Vilas, you see in my eyes and read. And if at that point your eyes are fixed, then the nimitta is got. Got it? And then I can read without any problem. So we do the nimitta. Mitta is, you just make some symbol so that you can come back to it. So nimitta is a sign. just a sign. You can put any sign you want. Just like San Francisco is a sign so that you don't miss it. So we put a milestone and say that San Francisco is this many miles from this place, right? So that we come back to that place. Otherwise, how will you come back? How will you get back if you don't have nimitta? One second. Appanihita. Panihita is nearness. Appanihita is far. Throw it out. Okay, so now what happens? I make a symbol and I keep that symbol fixed in my mind. That is not going to change except for dying. Then only it goes. Like, San Francisco, will it ever die? And the answer is no. No matter the building is there or not there, or new building has come, but we'll again say it is in San Francisco because we have named it. Only if United States were to totally get in water, then we say there was a place called as San Francisco, so still the nimitta exists. So that means that nimitta is not going to go anytime soon, right? So you will make it nihitta, make it near. So there is ashunyata. That means it's always something is there in that. What is there in that? It will be either raga, that means you like San Francisco, or you have dvesha, that means you don't like San Francisco, or it's moha, saying that I am in San Francisco. Like in the Mula Pariyaya Sutta, he says, manyana, you make it that this is, I consider that I am earth, I am water, I am this, I am that, including I am nibbana. So the 24 things what he speaks. So basically, the nimitta, symbolization, is something where you require the mind to place itself to come back again and again and again and again. Otherwise, which house will you go? If there were no nimitta, then how do you know the child who is coming is your son? So you made a nimitta that this is Luke. So whenever you see Luke, just like in the case of Bobby, whenever he looks at Ashley and Annabelle, he's a symbol in the mind which says, this is Ashley and this is Annabelle. Like Bobby, the white beard and mustache, white beard, and like this, if somebody were be there with stripes, even then Annabelle and Ashley is not going to say that daddy, right? Even if they're twins, they wouldn't do that because the nimitta is different. So you already made a nimitta. Even if it is twins, they exactly know who is elder, who is younger, or even if the same age, same thing, they still know that this is my sister, this is me. So you made a symbol. So just because somebody looks like Bobby, it doesn't mean that a person comes and says that his children go and say that you're my dad. That's not going to happen. Why? Because the symbol is non-erasable. Clear? So what he says, what Buddha says, that means you have made the symbol in such a way that it becomes nitya sanya. It always exists. So you make it nihitta. That means you bring it near. Instead of appanihita, that is desirelessness, you make it full of desire, that I need to come back to that place, I need to come back to that place, right? So there's nothing shunyata, there is no emptiness, you're filled up. This whole, like, I had this coffee. Coffee is a symbol. So I would call this as a coffee cup. Even though it's just a cup, supposed to be, but since I keep on pouring coffee in this, it becomes a coffee cup. So if somebody asks me, Vilas, what are you holding? I don't say cup, I say coffee cup. But this can be used for water also. It can be used for tea also. It can be used for juice also. But I still prefer to be presented as a coffee cup. Right? Now, is it real? No. So you made a nimitta, right? So you can come back to this cup again and again and again and again. So through the symbol, you can reveal. How did I make it? Looking at your eyes, or if when I sit in the retreat and Supriya says, "Oh, why don't you read my eyes?" And that's not nimitta, because now her eyes will be going like this. So I can't read anything. Without her knowledge, I need to read it, which I've already done, but I'm just saying. Okay. I know what she can do, I know what she can't do, but I can reveal now. I can say, yeah, you will do this, you don't do that, because I can enter. I know how to exit also. So it makes sense. So it's a gross level. What he's talking here is a subtle, or rather subtlest. Yeah, go ahead. You had a question.
No, I was thinking we make the sign because the whole life we're after the same feelings. We're always, the same look has to come every day, right? If
Exactly.
it's different, then I wouldn't have the same feelings. So for us to experience the same pleasant feeling, I have to make the sign and keep on holding.
So we have made 5 symbols. 1, child, symbol. 2, boy or a girl, symbol. 3, teenager. It's a symbol. 4th, youth. 5, old age. 6, death. 5 we have made. The 6th one we fear, because you lose the symbol now. See, why does a person cry? Because the symbol is gone. Now, the person was sitting here, right? Now you are taken into the cemetery, and it's now every day morning I come here to this room. Let's say Anjana is dead. I just come here. I feel, oh shit, when she was there, I go back to the symbol. When she was there, she was doing this. Oh, we used to stand here. We used to do this. We used to do that. So now I'm symbolizing. Why? Because I want to make it nihitta. Yes.
These people will take the person of the deceased and put it to the heart. Oh, so good.
So they wail because they can't let go of it, because symbol is gone. Now, how will you trace back? See, when I come to this home, I have my wife and son. Now, what's the use of my living? When I come home, it's empty. You see this? It's shunya. From the beginning, it was shunya only. Nobody was there. But now I can't take it, because all along my cup was filled with Anjana and my son. Now suddenly this cup is empty. I feel so sad. I can't come out of my sadness. See, I'll give another example, okay, which we have shared with Bobby and Merin. So my wife, when I was in Ladakh, Leh, in 2017, October. So then my wife got a vision saying that my mother is going to die, and then I will be in sorrow for 6 months. So I called her to say something, and she said, before you say, let me tell you what I saw. It happened to her in the morning. And she said, your mother is going to die, and this is what is going to happen. You will be full of grief for 6 months, and it's going to take huge time for you to come back, if at all you come back. I was wondering, okay, I do love my mother a lot, but this is strange. And at that time I was deep in Buddha Dhamma. So I was wondering what to do. So how should I work out? Okay, started working out. It was in October of 2017. She died in December 2017, just not even 2 months. From the time Anjana said to the time this happened, less than 2 months. And till date, I have not felt anything. I have not felt sorrow. I have not felt happy. I have not felt anything that my mother is not there. Even if I go to my parents' home, I don't feel anything at all. See, you will have that, right? I'm entering into the parents' home. I don't get that. I don't get anything. So I used to love my mother so much. That means a symbol, right? So mother, I made a symbol, a sign. Instead of Appanihita, it is the other way around. So I made her very close to my heart and I can't let her go. And there's no shunya, right? I'm fully. But after she died on, say, in the month of December, nothing. In fact, we had gone 2 days earlier, her death, or rather 1 day earlier. She used to come every weekend to our home. I dropped her on Friday. Okay. Next day morning, she's gone. That's it. And nothing. The neighbor called me saying that your mother, she has sat down. She's not able to get up. I thought, okay, she is because maybe arthritis, so she's not able to get it. So I went. They said we have taken her to the hospital. You come there only. Near my home, there's a hospital. I never knew that she's dead. Meaning I and Ajana never knew it. So we went to the hospital. And I'm trying to go inside and the neighbor says, hey, why go inside? You just see here. So it was on the, this one, what do you call? What? I'm not getting the word. Stretcher. So the body was there. I just asked the neighbor, shall I carry it in my car or do you want to bring her home? They said, no, we will bring her. You both can come home. So just came, took the body, placed it down, and that's it. No crying, no wailing, no doing this, no doing that. I was just sitting. And I informed my brother that our mother is no longer there, so you come. So he came. Nothing. We're just enjoying as though nothing has happened. No mother didn't feel anything and just was watching whether what happens to me. Like Anjana has already told me that I might get into this because it's nimitta. Then I came to know that I can do animitta, non-symbolization. You can cut the symbol. You cut the symbol, you immediately get into desirelessness, appanihita, and hence you can be in shunyata. So there's no raga. So if my mother is dead, what happens? Moha. Then I feel upset, dvesha, because of my mother not being there, raga. So nothing. And this December, it will be 2017 plus 7, 2024. 7 years, nothing has happened. Not even a day I have thought about how my father died and I lost him like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think it's because Anjana said that, then you were able to make an
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you didn't, you would have had that.
And that's exactly what I did with Shreyas when we went to the VRI. Because if I have Shreyas, then that's a nimitta. Then VRI is another nimitta. Goenka is another nimitta. And doing in VRI, the Vipassana, what they are teaching is another nimitta. Right? So nowhere the shunyata is going to happen. See, first and foremost, I'll be excited in going to VRI for doing the 10-day retreat. It's failed already. So you can't do anything. It's failed. So the mind is already thinking the vitakka vichara is happening on how it would be, what a center, this one, that one. So many things will be running. And another problem is that so many people have told me that you should be doing this and once you come back, you let us know. How did you feel? In our group, in this group. So then I had to tell what happened, right? So then that's another nimitta. So many nimitta if I carry, will I be ever be able to do the vipassana? Not possible. And on day 8, I had the devata experience also. Okay. And I was just normal, just nothing, because I already have that experience. It's not that something I'm wanting it. It's normal. Nothing to, a devata visited me. Nothing like that. So, in these cases, if the devata were to be there with me, he would say that this person is thinking about this way, because devata mind is more purer than my mind. So he can always say, this is what this person is thinking. So then in that case, I don't have to read through somebody's eyes. Like in the retreat, I will be seeing each person's eyes and trying to understand what they are doing. So that I don't have to do. The devata will do it for me. So I can just sit here and then he'll keep on telling me in the ear. Or if I can hear, whatever they're thinking, I can hear. That's even more better. So even the devata is not required in that case. So that's what he's saying in the 4th one. Got it? Yes. Your question doesn't seem to end. Go ahead.
Because just on your last sentence, you were saying the devata's mind are purer than yours, right? And most of these devatas, let's say they're not Sotapanna, Sakadagami, or whatever. But attainment is one thing, I guess, purity of mind.
No, once you are out of the body, if you are able to penetrate, it's more easy, because they can always come and say, any being can come and say, it's up to you whether you want to take it or not. Right? But they can come and say, like the disembodied being who was there with me, who didn't have any body, but he was talking to me. And I know he's talking to me. And he used to laugh, and I used to hear his laugh. Okay, so I know it has happened. And for how many years? 9 years, not one day. Until I told him, sir, please vacate. Thank you. And he said, are you sure? I said, yes, I want to be on my own. Then the very next moment is not there. No hearing sounds, no feeling that he's touching or something is touching me, nothing like that. So I knew that he's gone. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking the first time I heard about this is my manager told me, my previous manager who's also Indian, who's good at meditation, he told me the first time he met me, there's some being told him, this person is going on a spiritual journey, you help him on that. So that's why he gave me a little work and all that stuff, and because he always had these beings with him.
Yes.
In some way.
Yes.
And they saved his life and they watch out and stuff like that.
Yes, so another thing, if there's a danger, I'll get to hear the danger. Like when I'm driving the car, I can hear that somebody is saying, hey, slow down. This problem is going to happen. And exactly after some time, the problem has happened, not on my car, but some other vehicle. Okay. And another funny thing, since you told me this, when I drive, there are no vehicles. Meaning, most of the time, especially in this traffic, it's too much of vehicles. But whenever I drive, however I drive, it will be empty. I've seen it many times that the road turns empty. So it's fine. So somebody's taking care of it, right? So it's fun. And the dogs, which I already told you, right? You should see it. How the dogs will move in a nice fashion. So I'm coming like this, they just go to the side. Yes. Yes, Supriya.
अभी तो सर आप जब ये सब बातें चर्चा हो रही है तो अभी जो हमारा रिट्रीट होने वाला है यवतमाल में, तो वो भी क्या आपको किसी ने सजेस्ट किया था?
नहीं. This is not suggested by anyone. ऐसा किसी ने आके नहीं कहा आप यवतमाल में ही करो. हाँ, I had a vision that I need to meet all of you. That was there.
हाँ वो तो अभी आपसे तो जब से बात हुई है तो वो तो पता चलता ही है कि आपको आँख से या फिर जो कुछ भी आपको समझ में आता होगा, तो उससे तो आप हमें उतना अभ्यास करने के लिए तो प्रेरित करेंगे कि आप कहाँ तक है और किस तरह से आपको ये सब अपडेट कर सकते हैं। तो ये तो होगा ही, ऐसा मुझे पूछना था आपको।
No, that was not told by anyone.
ओके
Okay, so these are the 4. Now shall we move forward on this? Yes, Chirag. Good. Now we are back in command. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm still driving. So I'm not able to be as involved. But I had one question. So let's say there was Buddha, right? And Buddha had like 5 disciples who also became enlightened. So whatever Buddha could see, is it the case that all his disciples
No.
could see the same things after enlightenment? Or let's say Buddha's enlightenment had a different quality altogether?
See, the Samma Sambuddha is different than Arhats. There's a huge difference. Okay. Now, what does the Samma Sambuddha do is that they know all the eons. They know the starting point, they know the ending point. Generally, that starting and ending is never known. Okay. It's called asankhya. That means endless. It means you can't count. Sankhya is numbers. So you can't count. Okay. So what happens here, Chirag, is that if you were to see your past lives, you can go many past lives making sure that you are there. It means that you are an Atma. That means you are a soul. You've been on this. Right? And those people who can't read their own past lives, they get to see that there is no future life because they feel they don't see anything. Like most of us, we have not seen the past life. In the case of the Buddha, whoever becomes Buddha, they know everything. Like what he is revealing, the same thing, whatever we are reading, right? When we go down, he will talk about that also. So this Sampasadaniya Sutta is a good sutta to understand what is the quality of the Buddha. Even Sariputta says, I am inferring from that. I don't have experience of it. In fact, Buddha says, how can you do this lion's roar without experiencing? So Buddhas are different, Arhats are different. What happened with Kondanya and all the other 4 ascetics is they became Arhat. That means they ended their defilements. That means the Raga, Dvesha, Moha ended. That's it. But this is perfection. Buddha is a perfect state, not a asavakhaya. That is the ending of defilements. So that's the basic difference. Did I answer that?
Okay. Yeah, but let's say, I think that's very interesting. But let's say in terms of, what will happen after Buddha passes away or, these arahats passes away, I think they'll arrive at the same state, if we even want to call it that. So that's what I'm trying to understand. Let's say in terms of, let's say the final destination or nirvana or enlightenment, whatever you want to call it, is there a qualitative difference between what Buddha arrives at versus, what these arihants arrives at after they die?
No. The thing is, the Buddha dies before the actual death. Okay. So he indicates many times as Tala Vattu Kata Anabhavam, like that. It means that there is nothing left except for you can consider him to be Tathagata. Okay, it's your problem that you're considering Buddha still exists. He would have cut off even before the death could cut him off. In the case of an Arhat, that happens at the time of death. So there's a huge difference between what a Buddha can do and what an Arhat can do. The enlightenment is same, but the dying before death is different.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a very, very important point. And okay, I don't want to digress it further, but I think another question in my mind is then, okay, what is the difference? Why are these attainments different? Or what has Buddha done that even these arihants were not able to do? So maybe we can discuss that in a different session, but I think that's also an interesting point.
No. To give you a small clarity, then you should understand what is Buddha, what is Dhamma, what is Sangha. Okay, if you know BDS, that is Buddha Dhamma Sangha, then you will not have this doubt. What is that he has done? So just to put it straight, there is, people just recite it, iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manusanam buddho bhagava iti, and they make it as Gautama Buddha. That is wrong. Okay, it's a quality of the Buddha, not quality of Gautama or Vipassi or Tanhankara or whichever Buddhas are there. It's a quality. Iti means this. Piso Bhagava. Whomever you consider as Bhagava. Bhagava is the one who has cut out the entry and exit points, both. So there's neither an entry henceforth and there's nothing to exit from. So the end points are cut. So that's the reason it's called Majjhima. That means you're on the center. Neither you go that side or you go this side. So there's no entry and exit. So iti piso bhagava arham. That means he's an arhat. Ari means enemies. There are 6 senses are the enemies. So it's cut off all of them. There's no further arising. If there is an arising, then there's a departure or arising ceasing. So there's nothing to arise and nothing to cease. Samma Sambuddha, one who has found it on his own. Vijja Charana Sampanna. So he has a knowledge, and we don't have to go into detail of that's what the Charana Dhammas are. One day I'll take it up, or when I'm there with you, I can explain to you. So then Sugato, the Gati, that the destiny is Sugata. That means the best ever. Lokavidu, he knows all the 3 lokas. So there is Satta Loka, Sankhara Loka, Okasa Loka. These are the 3 lokas. Generally, we can only know the Satta Loka, little bit of Sankhara Loka. Okasa Loka, we don't know. Okasa Loka is like this, what we can say, mountains and rivers and streams and planets, galaxies, and all of that comes under Okasa Loka. So we can't see them. And in the case of Buddha, he can establish there. But in our case, using the telescope, we can see all of this. Okay. Meaning, we can just see them. You can't go and do anything about it. Right? So, Okasa Loka, how it is formed, we don't know. See, we can see that the galaxies are there. But if somebody asks, how is it formed? So we say it is of the light matter, dust, or whatever it is, because we don't know. Okay. Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati. So, Anuttara, it is towards north, exceeding the north. Purisa Dhamma Sarati is that one who can teach you what it is and what is not. For whom Satta, Deva, Manusa is 3. And hence, Buddho Bhagava iti. He is self-enlightened Buddha. Bhagava. So he has cut off 2 points. And hence, so it is. We need to know this entire structure. So Chirag, if you know this entire structure, you would know it is humanly impossible, 1, godly impossible, 2, Brahma impossible, 3, and Mara impossible, 4. That's the reason he says Devenava, Marenava, like that he says that, because it's impossible. Somebody who can know all of this is just not possible. So that's the difference between an Arhat Phala Samapatti and a Samma Sambuddha. It's totally different. Hope I could explain to you in a very short way.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So I think what it means is, like, let's say whenever there's like a Buddha, who attains enlightenment in any age, it's sort of a supernatural event. It's like a event of the universe or something. It's
Yes.
beyond what anyone can comprehend.
Yes. So there are so there are indications, and he says all about the indications that when the Buddha comes, there is another sutta called Lakhana Sutta. There are 32 marks on the body. So then you should read that, and then you should see whether any Arhat has all those 32 symbols, and 99.9999997% you will not have even a single symbol on the body. Forget 32. The entire body what we have is made out of the kleshas what we have. So you get the body based upon the klesha. Okay, and Buddha is stainless. There's no stain. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, was there someone else? Because I'm driving, so I don't have someone else.
No. Aryu has put there. So the Jains are right in some way. I said yes. Okay. So now we come back to the point where we were supposed to go. This is a nice one that you will come to know. That is, the Buddha comes to know not only the bones and flesh and all that of the other person, but also the continuity of consciousness. Okay, that means this ito chuti, ito utpanna, where it is going to be reborn. It's consistent on both sides, established in both this world and the next. So the way we are doing things, you can make out that you are going into this existence, right? So you will find out. If you are on the Dhamma, you will find out. Maybe not to the level of the Buddha, but you will find out. In that token, you will find out whether you are Sotapanna or not. Because you don't require Buddha to tell you are a Sotapanna. That's self-revealing. Because Dhamma is self-revealing. So you will come to know whether Sotapanna. You will also come to know you're Sakadagami. You will also come to know you're Anagami. You will yourself come to know you're Arhat. So all the 4 states you will come to know. Okay, and the next one is that so this is a very subtlest thing, is that you will see that the consciousness, that is the chitta, like what is put here, punachaparam bhante idekko samano va brahmano va. It is only for samana and brahmana. He's not talking about bhikkhus. Okay, then they know this whole body. They can reflect on the whole body. If they reflect on the whole body, then they can reflect on the other person's body. With bones, skin, flesh and blood. Okay, they are able to see the filth here and filth there. So they understand of a person that the stream of consciousness so is talking about Vijnana, where it is getting established. So the chitta has become Vijnana. So the Sota Vijnana, Ghana Vijnana, Jiva Vijnana, Chakku Vijnana, all these 6 is consistent. That means they are running in the stream on both sides, on your side, on that side, not established in this world or in the next world. Okay, Ihaloka, Paraloka, the both are not there. That means it will be ending. Vijnana Sotam. Sota is stream. Pajanati Ubhayato Abhochinnam Idhaloke Appatithitancha Paraloke Appatitit. So Patititha means established. In Sanskrit it is it is actually pratishtita, and in Pali it is patittita. Apatittita, unestablished. So the consciousness needs to establish. How? Just take an example. Going to Yavatmal is established. Going to VRI is established. Your consciousness is now established. Even though I'm sitting in Bangalore, the mind, that is the stream, can get established in, let's say, I'm coming to San Francisco. So from today, I can keep on looking at San Francisco. So whenever I see videos on San Francisco, isn't it not getting established there? It is getting established. Right? So the more it gets established, it keeps on going there and coming back, going there, coming back, going there, coming back. Right? I have not physically gone and seen San Francisco, but by the very fact I'm watching the videos, 10 videos, 20 videos, 30 videos, 100 videos, 200 videos on San Francisco and all that, even if I were to close my eyes, I'm in San Francisco. Because the consciousness is now established there. In this case, if I observe my body from head to toe, it's not established. When I see the other person's body, it's not established. So now the consciousness is released. It's not established in this or there, and in this world or the next. Now what is loka? Lujjati iti loka. Lujjati palujjati loka. That means integrated disintegration is loka. So when you see from 6 ayatana, it is integrated. When it is not coming, then it is disintegrated. Got it? Any questions before we go into the persons? This is a very small one, but this is a very big one, like what we did yesterday. So there's 7 people. We have already done this, so I don't have to cover it, but it'll be nice just to cover. So there are these 7 people. Upato Bhaga Vimukti is the highest. Panya Vimukti is the next. Kaya Sakhi is the third one. Then Dittipato Saddha Vimukto Dhammanusari Saddhanusari. If I go from the last, Saddhanusari is Sotapatti Phala. He is a stream enterer by the very fact that he has only faith. Anusari, he just follows. He doesn't know any Dhamma. So he is yet to get Samapatti of it. Phala has not come, but he is on the stream. And you will be shocked to know he will never be born in the apayas. But he will be born in a deprived condition also, because he has taints or the asavas. So he might be born in a deprived condition, but not getting into the apayas. Dhammanusari is a person who knows the Dhamma. So if he practices, he gets into Panya Vimukti, not Cheto Vimukti. The first one, Saddhanusari, gets into the Cheto Vimukti kind, not the Panya Vimukti. The third one is a Sotapanna, Saddha Vimukto. That means he is able to get into the jhanas, he is able to understand that Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and Sila is intact, and hence is Saddha Vimukto. His Chitta is Vimukti of defilements of 3, that is the 3 Sanyojana. The Sakkaya Ditti is not there, Visikiccha is not there, Sila Vitta Paramasa is not there. 3. Ditti is again a Sotapanna, whereas his view is completely changed. This view is changed through Saddha, whereas the view is changed through his experience, which is Ditti. Okay. So those 2 are Sotapanna. The other 2 are, they are on the Phala. They are on the Magga. Sotapatti Magga. They are yet to get the Phala. Okay. Now, Kaya Sakhi is the person who can go to all the 9 jhanas. So he is Cheto vimukto. Okay. Panya vimukto, you know. He understands the entire Dhamma. So Panya vimukto. Ubato bhaga vimukto is he not only goes through the 9 jhanas, he also has the Panya. Yes.
So it's like 2 different ladders.
Yes.
Both will reach Arhat. And if the person climbs both ladders, he becomes Ugatobhaga Vimutto.
Yes.
But if he only climbs one ladder, he becomes like a Panya Vimutti or...
Yes. So for some people sitting here, they might not be able to get into jhanas. If somebody says you should get a nimitta of the jhana, light, this, that, they might not get at all. But they're still vimukta. Through wisdom. There are people in this group, they might be able to get the light, bright light, and this and that, whatever is indicated in the sutta. Like in your case, you might not be able to sit and meditate. No matter how much you try, let's say. But there will be other ways of doing it. And that's the reason I need to spend time with you. And same thing, I need to spend time with Bobby. So that I can understand what is he doing, and then I can tell that, okay, why don't you try this? And it works. And then that's it. Over. So you have 7 different kinds of people, not one. The problem will come when we say that there's only one kind. There's 7 kinds. Got it. So we have to see whether somebody is a Saddha Anusari, Dhamma Anusari, Saddha Vimukto, Ditti Patho, that is, he's established in a right view. Okay. Then Kaya Sakhi, Panya Vimukti, Ubata Bhaga Vimukti. This Ditti Patho will take him to Panya again. It will not take him to Cheto Vimukti. Whereas the Saddha Vimukta person and Kaya Sakhi actually takes him to the Kaya Sakhi. That means he can Kaya his body. So he can make his body stilled up to get into the 9 jhanas. Like that. So where am I going as per you?
Ugatobhaga.
Because I can experience both. But that doesn't mean that we should have this. There's no hard and fast rule that we need to have it. Any questions from anybody else except for Aryu? Because if we leave Aryu, he is going to ask all the questions for you. Nobody has any questions. Good. Janak?
All good, sir. I just came in middle, so
Yeah. No worries. Okay. Others, no questions, right? Kalpana, Manik, no questions? You understood? Yes, Bobby.
So this Saddhanusari and Dhammanusari, they don't have Nibbanic experience. Like we discussed it before, but they don't have Nibbanic experience there, but they're still in the Magga of Magga. That's what you're saying. They don't have Nibbanic experience. Yeah.
They don't. See, it's like this. First, we need to understand. I have a friend called Bobby. Okay. And I'm a drunkard. Every day night, I just require 1 peg of nice whiskey on the rocks. And then Bobby comes home and says that, Vilas, why are you spoiling your life with this? And then I say that, Bobby, you don't know what you're missing. He says that, I know what I'm not missing, but I will tell you what are you missing. Right? You don't know where you will be reborn. And I'm very scared, actually, of where the rebirth is going to happen. And then he says, Vilas, I'll tell you one thing. I changed from this. I went into Buddha Dhamma. Okay? I've transformed. Do you want to try? I say, no, I don't believe my religion is the best religion. I says, fine, come once. no, you're going to convert me. He says, no conversion, nothing. You don't have to even buy it. No brochure or no thing will be given to you. So I go. And in that, they say that, okay, he's Vilas and, he's come with me, he's my very close friend and all that. And then that teacher says that you have to have these precepts with you. What precept? I think I'll be converted. He says telling lies is good or bad. I say telling lies is bad. Very good. Okay. Then slandering is good or bad? I say slandering is bad. Agreed. Then backbiting, that is slander. Then harsh speech is good or bad? And say the harsh speech is very bad. Then wasting time with this and that kind of talks, is it good or bad? And I say it's very bad because it makes the mind go here and there. Very good. Then killing is good or bad? I say killing is bad. Then stealing is good or bad? And then I say stealing is bad. And then sexual misconduct, is it good or bad? I say that no, we shouldn't have adultery. Very good, Vilas. You've understood it well. Then somebody has more things and you don't have it, and should you feel that I should have more things, or he shouldn't have it, I should have it? I say no, that need not be the case, but I want to strive. But if he has or she has, fine, I have no problems. Then he says, do you have ill will? Do you wish somebody should die, something should happen to them or not? I said, why I should do that? Very good. Then he says that, do you have wrong views like this? I say, no, nobody should have wrong views like this. Except that I don't understand about this rebirth process. I don't believe with myself that there's any future birth or whatever it is, and past life and all of that. Other than that, I'm okay. So that teacher says, you keep it aside, the remaining you agree, right? I say, yes. And that is what Buddha Dhamma is. I feel, oh my God, I thought something else is there. You mean to say that's all what it is? He says, yes. And I say to Bobby, that's what you are doing? Yes. Wow, this is nice. So you mean to say if I do like this, I'll have a good life? Yeah, try it out. So this person, Vilas, he'll start working out and he'll try to refrain from killing, refrain from doing this, refrain from doing that. And then he sees transformation in few months. So he gets faith. That is Saddhanusari. So then he goes to Bobby and he says that, Bobby, you saved my life. I'm so happy for you. And Bobby says that I have not done anything. It's the Buddha who did it for you. Okay. Now I was keeping some other figurine. So I bring this Buddha figurine and keep it at my home. And anybody coming, I say that, look, telling lies is wrong. Stealing is wrong. This is wrong. You shouldn't do it. So since I have faith, I'm telling that to somebody else. Isn't it good? Yes. But have I understood the Dhamma? No. Should I understand Dhamma? Now here is the question. Sabba papasa akaranan kusalasa upasampada satchitta paryodapanan etena buddhana sasanam. So if I be on that, removing immoral deeds, I can get release, even though I don't know anything on Dhamma. That means I don't know Patisamutpada, I don't know anything about this 5 aggregates, I don't know this, what is that, Dhatu or Ayatana and this and that. Boss, I don't know anything. If you come and ask me, Vilas, do you know 5 aggregates? I have 5 fingers, that much I know. What is it 5 aggregates you're talking about? I can only say, you know what, telling lies is wrong, stealing is wrong. And I say, boss, you don't understand. Vilas, you should know 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates? I don't know what do you mean? Not required. Because the Saddhanusari will get Saddha Vimukta. That's all what is required. He doesn't have to know Patisamutpada. Avijjapache, Sankhara, recitation not required. 32 body contemplation not required. Okay, looking at Patavi for a week and Apo for another week, Tejo for another week, like what Supriya and other people were doing, not required. Not required. Only Saddhanusari. You just have the Saddha on Buddha Dhamma Sangha. That's it. Over. Why? Your Sila is developed. Buddha Dhamma Sangha Sila. You get Sotapanna. You don't have to know 5 aggregates. But you're still a Sotapanna. Now you're a Sotapatti Magga. Phala has not happened on the first one. So, Bobby, to answer to your question, that's what it is. There is another person, same Vilas, comes to you. And he is a logician. He says, forget all that. Tell me why I shouldn't tell lies. Now you are caught up in a problem. Telling lies is good or bad? It depends. If you're saving somebody's life, telling lies is good. If you are saving that woman from going into a brothel, you having an affair with her is good. Now what will you answer to that? You say, boss, what kind of a person are you? You are spoiling yourself. And then he goes to the teacher. Now this teacher is a very good logician. He will hit upon Vilas logic. How? First one, telling lies is bad. He said, I don't agree. Telling lies to save someone is good. Like somebody's relationship is going to get broken. So, telling lies to make they stay together is good. Somebody is going to lose business. Telling lies to save their business is good. Like that. And this teacher should use the same logic. Okay, so you told lies to save this person, but who is going to save you? Now he doesn't have an answer. So he'll say, Mr. Vilas, can you answer to this? Well, I never thought about it. And hence, you're taking that person's sin, you better not do it. What do you think? And Vilas says, yes, what you're saying is right. I think I was doing mistake. Then, not to have sexual misconduct. Yes, absolutely, I agree. But to save this woman from going into a prostitute business, I want to save her. So she loves to sleep with many men. So instead, I will give her that pleasing effect. What's wrong in that? Very good. Why she turned into like that? Because she likes many men. But can you make yourself many men? Even though you want to give her the pleasure, how do you know that she will be interested in your pleasure? I never thought so. That means even if I give her this comfort, she might not stay. She might still have an affair. Oh, that means I'm wrong. So, and hence, don't have affair. Yes, sir. So like that, all the 10. And then says, thank you very much. And I come back to Bobby saying that, I don't know what you're saying, Bobby, but now I understood. What have you understood? If you ask him, Vilas can't answer what he understood. But he understood. He understood the Dhamma. That means he has not understood the Sabba Papa Sa Karanan Kusala Upasampada through Saddha. He has understood it through Dhamma. The same immoral deeds. But the way of understanding is different. This way of understanding of Vilas is on Dhamma. What is right and what is wrong. Logically what is right and logically what is wrong. On the first one is by faith. No logic. Straightforward. Whereas the second one is more on logic, reasoning. Why? You tell me why. That's Dhamma. So if somebody is on a Dhammanusari, he will go into Panya Vimukti. Because he questions, he reasons. He wants to know next. Okay, now I've done this. Tell me next. Dhatu. What is dhatu? I want to know. Like that. So that's how it goes. These 7. Yes, Bobby.
So somebody can be like, for example, a Dhammanusari, he is a very logical person, but later on, say, when he develop in Dhamma, he has a lot of faith. So this both Dhammanusari and Siddhanisari at some stage go together.
If it goes together, then he will be able to attain the jhanas. If he can attain the jhanas, then he will go to Upato Bhaga Vimukti. Release from both sides. Haji Kalpana ji, you had messaged or raised your hand earlier.
Namo Buddhaya, sir.
Namo Buddhaya.
Sir, the 7 types of people. Please explain this.
I just now explained. No, what else I should explain? I took
Okay.
I just now explained with an example also. I took one guy called Vilas, one person called Vilas, who goes on Saddha, and another kind of Vilas who goes on Panya. That is logic. Trying to find out why he should not do it. If you ask a question, why you are on Panya, wisdom, if you just accept whatever is said to you, you are on Saddha. Okay,
Yes.
so you're going by faith.
Shraddha and Shraddha, sir.
Saddha in Pali is Shraddha in Sanskrit, or faith in English.
Or Vishwas in Marathi.
Vishwas in Marathi, correct.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, Hariyu.
If neither you agree to the reasoning nor you have accept, then you're a dead person.
You're what?
You're a dead person on that one.
Yes. So he is a
gone case.
There is a gone case. Yes. So now it's like this. Vilas knows everything on Dhamma. Follower of Vilas become Arhat, but Vilas is in the dustbin because he became Tuchcha Potila. Right? Neither Saddhanusari nor Dhammanusari. He has learnt it. It's like somebody learned how to drive but never drove on the road. But he teaches very well. But he himself will not drive. Yes.
So this Potila had not even reached Sotapanna.
No. No. That's the reason he says, Buddha says, Tuchcha Potila. You have wasted your lives after life. Because of the Dhamma, he is coming back to the same place of existence. Because of the Dana, Dhamma Dana. You remember I put those 15 Dana. The first Dana is a Dhamma Dana. So right now I'm doing Dhamma Dana. So we were, in the morning, I and my wife were looking at how many Dana we are doing. Okay, done Dhamma Dana, Kanchana Dana, Gaha Dana. Okay, like that I'm going through each one of Chivara Dana. So we had almost done all the 15 of them. Okay, now I'm making that my parents' home as a place to anybody to come and stay, right? Which is Dana. So house, bedding, I'm giving bedding, meaning I'm doing a Dana of bedding, like that. So if I were to do all that Dana but not use Dhamma, then what happens? I'll be reborn in the same place with all the facilities. Again, for me to refine. So then I require Buddha who will come and slap me saying that Tuchcha Vilas. And I say, okay. What else? We'll not go to that Padhana Desana, it's a big one.
Actually, like I'll add on to that Dhamma, one of my friend, he's a great believer of all these monks and all. And he he actually gave one arahant in Bangladesh, and he was donating some food or something that he was telling that this is misery. Then I thought, what it is, and he told because of this dana, he has to born again and again for getting the benefit of that.
Yes, that's right. But it's fair.
Yeah.
See, you give to get. If you don't give, you don't get. Logic.
But any dana, like instead of getting that benefit like that, we can also dedicate, because I heard from I think Ajahn Shah, any good things you do, you can dedicate for Nibbana Pachaya Hotu. Like, may it happen for my liberation. No? Does it work?
I mean,
Okay.
theoretically correct. Yes, there is a clause wherein you attain dana, you make dana for your liberation, which becomes transactional.
Now, see, for example, like, Buddha has this specific karma theory, right? This you do, you get that, because if you tell lies, you'll be ugly, or get angry, all these things.
Correct,
But what I'm saying,
but that doesn't work with Nibbana. In fact, you go through the Mula Pariyaya Sutta. The 24th one is Nibbana. It doesn't work. Meaning, may I accumulate this for Nibbana is never going to happen.
so for Nibbana, you have gained wisdom. All the generosity doesn't work.
In fact, there's one sutta where Sariputta keeps on asking about why we should get into Buddha's dispensation. I think you would have read that. For Sila Visuddhi, this Visuddhi,
Oh, yes.
that Visuddhi.
Yes.
Then he says,
I think that is the basis of Vishuddhimagga. That is chariots, relay chariots.
yeah, simile of chariot.
Yeah.
Satta Ratha Vinita Sutta.
Okay. Chariots.
Simile of chariot.
I think Ari is finding out that.
Yeah, Ari will find. He's a master of finding. So now I have to, what I can say. I have to thank Buddha Dhamma Sangha for making me aware of so many suttas, that this sutta is connected to that sutta, that's connected to that sutta. Otherwise, Aryu and me used to have this argument, right? He is one guy who wants me to prove. Initially, earlier days of Aryu and myself, we used to have a lot of arguments than talking. His question is, prove it to me. So he wants a sutta reference. Now I have to somehow remember, I read this, I don't know where I read it, so somehow I have to get it now. And it comes. And then his problem doesn't end there. Then he says, okay, but that one you said on that day, give me that sutta reference. Then you have to find that sutta, then the next sutta, then the next sutta, the next sutta, next sutta. Even though I have made my own mind mapping that this sutta, this sutta, this sutta, this sutta, like this, he comes with one weird thing. Because he will go back and say, Vilas, last Thursday you said this, now you're saying this too, this, how it is linked like this. Okay, now I have to take that sutta, then you have to take this sutta, then you have to say this is what it is and that is what it is. So over a period of time, I learned how to deal with Aryu. Okay, in the same way, this Ratha Vinita Sutta is that, yes, go ahead.
No, indirectly, Ari helped us also, because of that,
no, everybody helped me. We had that Discord forum where we used to have you take a hit at each other. So much of fights where this is said, where that is said, and I say something and the 10 people will agree with me, another 20 will disagree with me. In the same forum, he was there, Ari was there. Okay, so we used to have, I explain and he explained, this guy explained, that guy explains. It's full of chaos. Around 200 people. Every day, morning till evening, you keep on fighting on Buddha Dhamma. This is Buddha Dhamma, this is not Buddha Dhamma. This is this one, that one, this one. Fun. Okay, so in that, we both came out of it. Kala Vivahada, yes, correct. So, basically, if you understand the Ratha Vinita Sutta, it is about non-grasping. So if you get into a view that by adding punya that is going to help you in Nibbana, it's grasping. So you're far away from Nibbana. Theoretically, it seems okay. Practically, shouldn't do it. Then you have to read two sutta. This is the Ratha Vinita Sutta, and the next one, or the best one, is MN1, Mula Paryaya Sutta. If you do as per Mula Paryaya Sutta, then you know Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, then Satta, Deva, Prajapati, Brahma, all of that, including Akashan Chayatana, Vinyanan Chayatana, this and that, and then Nibbana. Dite, Sute, Mute, Vinyate, all of that will come in that.
Sorry, see, I also remember reading one sutta that, when you, I think it is in Majjhima Nikaya again, that when you do these meritorious actions, you can wish that may I reborn in the company of Deva, may I reborn in the company.
We are talking about Nibbana.
And then Nibbana also comes in the last. Every sutta, he says in the last, may I attain Nibbana. Maybe.
That is correct. May I attain Nibbana is correct. Due to this, may I attain Nibbana is correct. Yeah. But if you are trading this with that, it's never going to happen.
Not trading. May I just a wish, that's all. No,
that wish
trading
itself will become a problem, because that you have to ultimately remove the chanda.
Yeah, that will automatically happen, I believe. But I think
some things in Dhamma, that is Sutta, are subtle. They are not straight. That they are not like, every Majjhima Nikaya. Why should you study Majjhima Nikaya? Or for whom it is Majjhima Nikaya? First, we need to know what suttas are for what. Have you ever done that? For whom is it Majjhima Nikaya? For whom it is Anguttara Nikaya? For whom it is Dika Nikaya? Like that. It is depending upon 5 kinds of individual. One is Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. All the 5 Nikayas are for each one type. So we need to know whether our type is Majjhima Nikaya or not, and then it makes sense. Let's say mine is a Dika Nikaya, I'm a Neya who can understand only through Dika Nikaya, then I have only Saddha, I don't have Panya, I don't have Sati, I don't have Samadhi, I don't have Virya. It might not even satisfy. I might not even understand what is being said there. I might read, that's okay. But how will I practice from the sutta? That we need to see.
So can you say that which one is for which?
You want me to say now?
Yeah, just if it is in a few minutes. But like Majjhima Nikaya for, like Dika Nikaya for Saddha, that's what you're saying?
Dika Nikaya is for Saddha. What do you think?
I think so, because there the Buddha's qualities, Buddha's all this evolution, all these things are explained, so that is somebody that Saddha only will believe that, all those things.
Correct.
Yeah, Saddha inclined. But Majjhima Nikaya can be both, I think, Panya and Saddha both.
Okay, so Anguttara Nikaya is for Samadhi, Sanyukta Nikaya is for Sati, Majjhima Nikaya is for Virya, Dika Nikaya is for Saddha.
Oh. So Majjhima Nikaya is for Virya. So I think somebody has Shreyas has sent it already.
Maybe in the evening today we can take up this.
Okay.
For those people. In fact, I've already put that in my website. I don't know whether people read or they don't read.
Okay. Panya. Oh, Kondaga Panya. I think Kuntaka, that I have not read much, but the other four I have read quite a bit. Not Kuntaka.
Kuddaka.
Kuntaka.
This is where I got this from. That is where I got this from. There, and put it there. This is there on my website also. So, Anguttara, Anga Uttara. You know what is Anga? Body part.
Body parts.
Body part. So, Ashta Anga, 8 parts. Like that, one body part. If you take one body part and you can understand the entire Dhamma through that body part, your samadhi is good. You don't require anything.
Then why is the all the the books they say numerical discourses, right?
Because it is enumerated like that, and hence it is called numerated.
But Anguttara means Anga means like your body parts, right?
Correct. So when you put body part, will you count or will you not count? First part, second part, third part, fourth part, fifth part, like that. So you need to number it, and hence it is called as numbered discourses, because it's numbered. Okay, and that's for samadhi. Yes, if samadhi is strong, you can have Anguttara Nikaya. If your sati is strong, that is, you are able to be in awareness, and the Sanyukta Nikaya is good. All SN, like 5 aggregates, that is the Kanda Vagga, Salaitana Vagga. There's so many Vaggas are there. Each Vagga is Varga, division, can be understood by a person whose sati is the highest. So if somebody talks to me about Pena Pindupama Sutta, I don't require to do anything because my sati is strong. So I can understand, this is like that. So Sanyukta Nikaya. So Virya, if the person's Virya is good, Majjhima Nikaya will work for him because it's make him feel energized. MN, all MN 1 to MN 152 is for energy. Okay. Then Digha Nikaya from 1 to 34 is for person who is having Saddha. Kuddaka Nikaya, especially Patisambhidda Magga Pali, is only for persons whose Panya is greatest. Anapana Sati is Panya. So many people will not understand Anapana Sati Sutta. It is in Majjhima Nikaya 118 or it is indicated in Patisambhidda Magga Pali. Very rarely you will exactly get what is being said there because your Panya is not developed. So Kuddaka Nikaya KN is not understood. So first we need to know what works for us. Which Sutta? Yes, Sari.
I guess in Kuttaka Nikaya, there's a lot of these short stuff, right? Like a Dhammapada, like if you survey
all on Panya only.
And if your Panya is good, then you just use this and you cut many things, right?
Like,
you apply this like a knife, you just keep cutting.
Correct.
Using...
There are only 4 lines. Arogyam paramam labham. Okay. Santuti paramam dhanam. Vissaso paramo nato nibbanam paramam sukham. If I'm a smart person, I get it. Done. Tick. Then Mano Pubbangama Dhamma Mano Setta Mano Maya Manasa Paduttena Bhasati Va Karoti Va. Like that. So if
Dhammapada is in Kuntaka Nikaya.
Yeah, KN. All that is in KN only.
Even Jataka, no?
Jataka is also there in Kuddaka Nikaya.
This is called minor collection. Right?
Minor collection. So they have added all that under minor, but the actual one is suttas which have like the Patisambhidda Magga Pali and all of that is part of that, except for Buddha Vamsa. Even though they have included it like...
Jataka, how it connected with...
They have put it like that. I'm just saying that has got nothing to do with... If you have a Virya if you have a Panyendriya developed, if you go through the Patisambhidda Magga Pali, I'm just giving you that. exact one.
Oh, yeah.
534 pages. If you are able to get it, you become an arhat instantaneously. Nothing more is required.
I think from my case, I was I was like, if I repeatedly read, I was more into Dika Nikaya and Majjhima Nikaya. But Dika Nikaya, I was interested. So, and also Majjhima Nikaya. But I don't know whether I have a lot of media.
No, that you need to check. So that's the reason. Again, we'll come back to the same point. I coming there or you coming here. So all of that is part of it. So at least now I am going to meet all of these people in another 1 week time. So I'll come to know whether they have virya, we have samadhi, we have sati, or they have sadha, like that. So then it becomes easy. If I see Supriya, hardly I see her now she's attending in the morning, and once she comes in the evening. I have not spent time with her from morning till evening, like that with Ravindra or whoever is there in that group. So I have no idea what they have. The first thing I need to study is what they have. Yes.
Why do you require? Because you can just, go from the eyes and see a bunch of things. And
That is fine, Ariu. No, I can't. It looks so indecent that I look into, Supriya's eyes and say, hey, wait, I'm studying. And then I go into somebody's eyes and say, hey, listen, I want to study. That looks weird. Yeah, how much ever I can study is fine, but at least I will come to know on their practice whether they are this, and I can actually guide. That's far better than studying the eyes or studying whatever it is. Makes no sense. Then I had to take picture of Supriya or Vijaya, whoever is coming there. There are out of 60 people who are joining, 52 are women. There are only 8 men, including me. Okay. If I keep on taking pictures of each woman there, and I think that the monastery is going to send me home. So I can't say that, hey, wait, let me read her eyes and tell, okay, what she is. Doesn't work. Even though I can. That's separate issue.
Not for 60, but for students who've been with you for a long time, like Bobby, right? Like, you can study.
Bobby, fine. Bobby I've already read, but I need him to be here or I need to be there. Like, I have studied you, but you need to be here with me for a long time, or I need to be there. And then I can see what you're doing from morning till evening. Then it makes sense.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can know what I'm doing from morning to evening. Anyways.
See, how many days have we spent? 5 days last time when you came. Another 5 days in last July you came. I need to be there with you for a long time, at least for 20 days, 15 days, something like that, where we spend time together. So I'll come to know how each events are happening. And then...
But I'm saying those you can see from the memory.
Leave it. Don't worry. We will deal as it comes. Anyway, at present I'm having a good time. I'm going to have a good time from 8th of September. So let's enjoy that.
That is next week, in 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week time. 1 week. Next Saturday. Next Saturday is 7th. So they would have all gone. Okay, they are going 1 day earlier. So to make the preparation and everything. And then 8th, I'm there. Morning. Sunday. So just next week, we can see face to face and then flesh to flesh, or whatever you want to call. So then it will become easy for me to study what they are doing. The whole day will go in studying each person coming there. So I doubt whether I can read all 60 people or 59 people. Ari would have been there to document. I would have really good. He would have arranged. Anyway, so let me get back to work then. Thank you. See you tomorrow.